Welcome back. Today, I want to go over something that I'm really been working on a lot is my ZvZ build order and kind of discuss uh, that tactics that I'm using in that build order. So I'm gonna go over a replay from Catalyst LE between me and Blue Champion. We're both Diamond level Zerg players, and I just kind of want to talk about my logic, talk about some of the micro, talk about the build order itself, and some of the convergence points. So we're just going to take a look at uh, me. I'm up here in the red, my opponent is down in the blue. The beginning opener is just a very standard hatch gas pool. So since this map is one of the longest run distances in the game, um, it's not a good strategy to do like an early pool or things on this because the rust distance being so long kind of reduces that impact. So especially on these longer maps, I'll do kind of a late uh, pool on time. Turn the music down just a slight bit. No music is pretty lame, so get this in there. All right, so still a little bit loud. All right. Anyway, so just gonna kind of rush through the beginning a little bit. There's nothing really going on from both of us. We're doing basically the same build. I do a 17 hatch. I rally out my two cocoons to the gas and for the pool. Now, my pool placement on this is important. I'm trying to make it as hard as possible for lings to come up into my base. So I put just a small space here so I can try to hold a queen or some lings to block any banelings coming up this ramp. And since this is the closest gas to the ramp, I always build it on that side. Some other maps, the path is over here, so I'll do that on the left side. I rally out two workers to the two cocoons to the first, and I'll grab one worker to fill up the gas as soon as it pops. Then basically you make an overlord at 19, and you make a drone at 20, and then you wait for your hatch and your gas to pop. Now at this time, overlord placement is very important. Let me talk about these overlord pathing. So your first overlord, I always send out down the main attack path of any map, because I want to see if he's got early lings. So right about now, if he was going to do an early pool, I should see some lings right around the 2-minute mark or right before the 2-minute come out. If I see lings, that means I need to skip all of my next drones and start making lings, and I need to start maybe getting a spine down to protect my second base. Also, the overlord pathing right now, you can see it's moving towards this front, the front of the base, but then I immediately have it moving back to the high ground. A lot of times people will leave their overlord here, and I'll snipe off this overlord with my queen a lot. I'll send like my 4th queen out over here when they're forgetting about this overlord and they're not using that information anymore, and I'll just kill it to supply block them. So this first overlord you're sending out is really to see, are they taking a second base, are they hiding lings, and you can tell that by how far the creep spread is out. I'll get back to that. My second overlord I send out towards their third base. On this particular map, it's very strange to take this third base that's so far away from your natural. It's just harder to defend, so this is usually the gold spot for your third base. So I send my second overlord out over there because I want to see if he's taking it early or if he's waiting to maybe bank up lings or try to use that gas, or use those minerals to get some faster tech. That gives you a lot of calls. So first overlord I send down to the main, or down to the natural expansion, and then off to a high ground anywhere. The second overlord I always send towards the third to wait, and then my third overlord I usually send out towards the attack path towards my third base, so I can check to see if they've got any banes over here or they're trying to sneak in over up into my third. So those are my first 3 overlord placements. My fourth I usually put kind of close to my base to see if they're hiding any banes kind of in these little corners here. Really, your first 5 overlords are just checking to see if you're getting banes somewhere hidden along your mineral line. So let's keep going. Oops, sorry. So next, as soon as your hatch and pool pops, you make 2 queens and 4 lings. Now these first 4 lings are very important. I have not seen any. Okay, so here we go. A lot of things going on with the ZvZ. There's a lot of details, and this is why I think I enjoy ZvZ the most, because It's all in the details about why you're doing things. You know, why are you placing this building here? Why are you sending your lings here? Why are you building a pool? And why are you building gas at this time? And I want to explain all that today. So first, let's look at my vision. So I see that the creep spread on my hatch, which just popped now, it's not nice and squared off. It's not nice and rounded yet. It's still kind of jagged and spread. So I look over at his. It's not so well rounded. It's not, well, there is creep spread. So I know, look, we've taken our hatcheries nearly the same time. So I know that he hasn't waited and used all those extra minerals on quick lings. He's not banking up 12 lings or anything right now. I'm fairly safe that we're on similar supply. And then also your first lings, let's talk about that now. So immediately start gas and immediately start speed and leave into gas. The next most important thing is at 50 gas, about 27 supply. As soon as you get this gas back to 50, you want to take a baneling nest. And again, let's talk about building placement. Where are the majority of my units going to be? Right now, the majority of my drones are up here. This is the most valuable position of my game right now. I don't want anything to get in here, so I'm making it as difficult as possible for things to get up here. So I can bunker a queen down right here, then they've got to run all the way around where I can take these drones and kind of slip them up over, or it's making it more difficult for them to get in and easier for me to get out and split my drones if there's a necessity for me to do that. Right now, I don't know where his lings are. I see there's some lings coming across at this point, but it's only 4. I'm not worried because, you know what, I've got 4 lings on the way right now too. Mine are either just popping now or about to pop. So this is kind of telling me that he's maybe taking a slightly faster pool, but not anything to write home about. Now I'm putting my baneling nest here because, again, now this is the only path into my main base. I can try to put 2 queens down block off my main ramp. I can send these drones up over here, so if he wants to get in here, I can maybe drop 2 queens to stop this. Then he's got to run all the way around, which gives me time to get my drones back up into a safe position. So these building placements, I'm thinking about this while I'm putting it down. These are all very important little marks. And again, my 3rd overlord should be going out right over to my 3rd base over here. So let's see what I do. Now I see he's bringing his 4 lings out towards my base. So my first 4 lings, I'm going to keep home. I'm not going to send out because I know there's pressure coming to my side quickly, but very important, at 32 supply, I need to be taking my 3rd base because I want to do a lot of ling bane, and I'm going to need the larva. So 32 supply, I'm taking a 3rd base, and then immediately make an overlord. Your next unit should be an overlord because you're going to get supply blocked very quickly. Now, let's take a look at what's going on. I make an overlord, making my overlord right now very soon, and then I'm going to dump all the rest of my lings into all the rest of my larva into lings. Now, these 6 lings tell me that I should have about 1 more drone than he does, and I actually have quite a few more drones than he does. I'm seeing that I send my lings across the map, so this is a little bit of a mistake on my part, but you're getting the idea. So I just need to kind of fend this off. So part of the beginning build order is really just to set you up for the mid game. Now, I know that he doesn't have a 3rd base. I'm assuming, again, he didn't take this one because that's a very strange place to take it. So what I'm getting right now is there's 6 lings in my base. He doesn't have a 3rd, so let's talk about advantages and disadvantages at this point. Right now, I'm assuming because I'm having a 3rd base earlier, I'm going to have a very soon larva advantage over him, so I can get much more larva much more quickly. His advantage right now is he has 6 lings in my base, where I have my lings across the map. And the reason they're across the map is because my baneling nest is just about to finish, and my speed is just about to finish. These should finish up right about the same time, so I can morph banes on his side of the map and rally out my lings, and right as I get a big storm of lings over here, my banes will finish. I'll walk them into his mineral line, and I'll distract him with my lings, try to pull his lings out of the base and take his APM away, and let my banes get some nice connections in his mineral line. That's what I always do for my first 4 lings. But let's see how I take care of this. So I'm just going to bring my queens up, and I'm going to attack with my drones. Not really worried about it. There's just a couple lings in my base. I'm sending my lings home now, and I'm starting to make a bunch more lings. Right? So I missed that first overlord. I replaced that first overlord with some lings instead because I needed them quicker. I needed to use that larva effectively. But now I'm morphing Banes back into my base, and he's coming back at me with more Ling Bane. So now I'm at a very good position here. I see what he's doing over here. I take the engagement. Now, let's talk about what I'm thinking about while I'm doing this. I'm not just thinking about, let's just smash his face with Ling Bane. I'm thinking I need to retake map control. So your first convergence point, there's a lot of different convergence points in this build. The first one is 25 drones. At 25 drones and 3 hatcheries, this is just enough. If you have 2 queens, 1 queen here, he's killed my second queen, so he's got 1 queen above me. He might even have more queens. Yeah, he's got 3 queens right now. So his queens are mainly for defense, where my queens are mainly for injects and offensive play. So I'm leaving my lings in the gas as well because I want some extra. I have to be pretty offensive now with my play to get map control back. What I don't want him to be doing is taking a third base and being able to drone up, because now he has the ability to make drones because all of the action's going on my side of the map. So the first convergence point is at 25 drones. At 25 drones, you have to get some damage done on their side, or you have to take some advantage back. So right now, I know that as soon as this hatchery is finished, as soon as this hatchery is finished, I'm going to have a large larva advantage over him, and I need to leverage that advantage as much as possible. So this is what I'm thinking right now. At this point, I'm just thinking, don't get supply blocked. Don't get supply blocked. So I've got some Bane Micro. Let's see how I'm controlling this right now. Right now, my main control group, I've got everything on one control group, but I'm not using it. I am control clicking my Lings and my Banes as much as possible. This is just, this is kind of difficult micro, but I'm trying to, yeah, this is rough. I take a bad engagement there. So I picked this replay because I wanted to show you that even if you're getting kind of savaged on the map, there's still ways to recover because of these convergence points. And again, he's starting to drone up now. So what I need to do is I need to get some major damage across the map. So on this convergence point, my idea is I have a 3 base advantage over him, where he's on 2. My goal right now is to make sure he cannot take this base. And I want to try to get some damage in onto his drone line, but he is doing the next best thing, and he is walling off and switching up to Roach. So I see, big tell right now, I'm getting in and taking a look. I see that he's got a Roach Warden down. I see that he's got an Evolution Chamber, which tells me that he's trying to get to the second convergence point. So I'm going to start making drones as well. This tells me, if I didn't see this Roach Warden, I would know that he is just trying to all-in me with Lings at this point. If he didn't have this down, I would know that there's some major pressure coming back up towards me. The fact that he is spending his money into this tech means he's not spending his money into army. So I'm feeling safe and I can drone up as well. I'm trying to get to the next convergence point, which is 38 drones. So let's see what I'm doing right now back at my base. I'm taking a second gas. As soon as you start droning up above 25 drones, you take a second gas and you saturate it as quickly as possible, and you get up to 38 workers. So let's see what's going on. I'm doing a bunch of Ling Bane down here. I'm just making sure. I've got an Overlord over here so I can see he's not taking this third. So I've got my Lings over on this side to make sure that he's not taking this third as well. And notice I'm not making Banes because I want to use this gas now into tech as he's using it. If I make Banes, what can I do at this point in Banes? He's got 2 queens at his front door and a wall. I can maybe sneak in through here, but there's another spine crawler coming in. This is very unlikely that I can get into this position. He's turtling up as a Zerg. So this is the main... This is how you play Zerg ZvZ. It's hyper aggressive. He's gotten in. He's done some damage to me. How many workers has he killed of mine? None. I saved all of my workers during his first attack, but he took map control and I couldn't move out. Now, I can't get any damage done on him, so we're kind of at a stalemate where I've lost maybe a couple more units than he has. Let's see if I can get units lost. Yeah, I've lost a little bit more units than he has. No, he's lost more units than me because of his Banes. Again, Banes are bad. So I'm actually winning this. It might not seem like it at this point, and I surely didn't feel like I was winning at this point, but I'm up on workers again, and let's keep going. So I'm trying to get up to 38. 38 workers means you have 2 saturated gases and basically 2 full mineral lines. So I've got queens at each base now, so I can keep injecting. And that's the main thing. I've got to make sure I'm injecting a lot. So right now I've just got my lings over here to make sure that I've got map control. And I am starting my Roach Warden and a layer. So for me, as soon as I hit about 30 drones, I start, oh, I'm at 37 right now, but as soon as I hit 30 drones, I will drop 1 evolution chamber, 1 Roach Warden, and I will start my layer. And then I am not going to spend any gas because I want to bank up as much as possible to get a big wave of roaches in as fast as I can. I've got lings at my base right now just in case he's going to come up with a bunch of lings. And I've got lings on his side of the map too that he knows about, which means he can't move out. Now this is a big tell. I see that he's trying to take this base. So I don't know where his lings are, but I'm going to try to bait them out. I'm at a higher drone count. I'm at 38. And at 38 drones, you stay on 38 drones until you're stabilized. So you're going to see me not make any more drones for a little while, and I'm going to start making roaches. And I'll tell you when to switch. So let's watch. I'm just waiting for this layer to start so I can start roach speed and +1 attack. So they get into my base because I wasn't paying attention. They start attacking my drones. Let's see how many I'm losing. 2 drones, 3 drones, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. That's quite a few drones I'm losing. He is 10 drones ahead of me now. So again, this is not a good position for me to be in. He's got banelings morphed into my mineral line. I'm coming back. So now, what am I doing? What am I building? Drones. The most important thing in ZvZ is to re-drone. Now, during that attack, let's rewind a little bit. During this attack, what did I do? Since I knew his lings are on my side of the map, watch my lings. I see his lings coming in. I'm going to send my lings over to take his third. So he's going to make a big decision now. Right here, he's in my main. He's in my mineral line. This is the advantage I have over him right now. I have 2 advantages. One is my drone count, we're even, but I've got 3 hatcheries, so I can spend my money, which is why he's banking up more than I am. I'm banking up a lot of gas, but again, that's because I want to make roaches. This is planned into my build. Now, during this attack, while he's messing with my lings up there, while he's my drones, I cancel his third, I kill the drone, and now, it doesn't really matter what his drones are doing. I'm still in a higher advantage than he is. So let's kind of fast forward up a bit. So now, again, I'm going to try my hardest to get back up to 38 workers. So you're going to see right here, 38. Oops, sorry. Units, let's see, 37. Okay, so 38 drones. Now he's up to 39. So basically, all this was about, here's how you do this. So you have to get back up to 38 workers as soon as possible and then basically restabilize. So I'm making sure that he can't get, he's trying to warp banelings and to kill my lings, and he might even do that, but I have to make sure that he can't get out of control. So roaches. He killed a lot of my workers, so I want to use all of my larvae into drones, but I need to make roaches. So my first roaches, I'm going to morph as many as I can into ravagers so I can spend my gas. Then all of my excess minerals are going to go into drones until I'm up to 38. Now, this is the next most important part of the match. This is the next convergence point, is 38 drones. I haven't started any upgrades yet, but that's because I needed to kind of get units rather than upgrades. If you just spend all of your money into units, you're going to die. You need to have a basic idea of, do I need units or do I need upgrades? I can't just be kind of throwing all of my things in upgrades and have 4 really strong units and then he has 25 really weak units and kill all of mine. So a lot of dancing and a lot of judgment, and you have to just kind of see what's going on. So I go in here. This was to check for a spire. I throw these lings away to check for a spire because I need to know, do I make roaches or do I need to tech to Hydra right now? And this tells me that I need to go to roaches because this is another hatchery. This means he wants more larva. So I'm expecting him to be a little more larva heavy, and he doesn't have a spire down yet. So he's got 2 fully saturated bases. He has 2 choices: tech up to hive, tech up to spire, or push at me with Roach Ravager. So I sacrifice those lings to check to see what's going on. I get my scout in. He's not going spire, so I'm going to stay on Roach. So 37 workers. I'm going to move out across the map and put some pressure in on him. Now, while I'm moving out, I'm going to start +1 and Roach speed. And I'm spending now all of my gas is going into roaches. I spend my minerals, 3 overlords at a time. I'm not doing it right now. I spend 3 overlords at a time, and then all of the rest of my minerals and all the rest of my larvae, I dump into drones. And I'm trying to get up to about 44 if there's a lot of pressure on my side, or 51 so I can start maxing into Hydra. This is the next convergence point. So I was at 38 workers and I started making Ravagers. And then the question is, okay, when do I switch? When do I start getting more economy? The answer is at 38 when you feel confident to move across the map for a little bit of pressure. So I have map control right now. I've killed all of his drops that are coming into my base. I have taken his third. I've ran in. I know that he doesn't have a lot of army right now because my lings got in. It's just queens and he doesn't have a spire. He's trying to take this third macro hatch because I'm denying him these hatches outside and he needs the larva. So I know he's larva starved. He's banking up all these minerals. So it's time for me to put a little more pressure downrange. So I move him with my Ravagers. Now, unfortunately, Ravagers are not very good against Banelings. So I take some losses here. But you'll see. Again, what's my goal? Take his third. What's my advantage? My third. So as much as possible, I push him back, take his third, cancel it, I go home. This is the massive win for me. This is really the reason I've won. So now, let's look where I am. 51 workers. At 51 workers, what do? You switch into Hydra. So, where's my Hydra den? Do I have it down yet? Not yet. I'm probably going to wait till about 55. But I've got +1 attack going, and I haven't started Galao Reconstitution. This is a big mistake on my part. I should have started Roach Speed a long time ago. I've got the minerals for it. I've got the advantages for it. I'm just worried that if I spend too much money into tech right now, he's going to just make more stuff. This is the biggest problem that I have when I've been containing a Zerg for a long time. They go, okay, you're getting a 2-base all in. And then I overdrone and I just die to it. So now I've got all of these advantages. I've got the worker advantage, I've got the hatchery advantage, and I've got map control right now. So I'm leveraging all of these things on him. Let's look at upgrades. He's got +1 carapace because I'm doing a lot of damage. He's got overlord speed, so he can kind of scout a little bit more, but he's not scouting. I'm maxing out his APM a lot. He might have gotten that from maybe trying some drops or something like that, but I don't know. Now, he got level 1 carapace, which is never a good option in my opinion. Number 1, damage is more important, always, especially for roaches. So I'm getting +1 attack, and we will continue to watch this. There it is, right there, the Hydra Den right at 51. That's what I was talking about. 51 drones is that. So I've got my win. I'm going to go home. At this point, I know that he still doesn't have a third here. He's going to definitely try to take a third now. I understand. But I'm so far ahead that I want him to spend that money on drones right now because I'm going to start making nothing but units. I'm going to make nothing but units, and I'm going to push out as soon as I've got Galao Reconstitutions and +1 finished. This is my timing attack now. So +1's about to finish up. I want to hit across as soon as I've got my upgrade advantage now as well. And now, again, yeah, he's trying to tech into Spire now. I think so too. But you know what beats Spire? More units. So let's look what's going on here. Right at this point, let's look at everything I've got going for me. I've got a massive economy, and I am spending that cash very well. I'm making Hydras. So even if he techs, because I'm expecting him now to tech into Spire because that's all he can do. I've got the counter for that, which is Spire, and I've got, you know, queens at my bases, and I'm even trying to get an infestation pit so I can even try to take up to Broodlords or Corruptors or Ultras if I want to. So I've got that key in my back pocket as well. I'm on 60 workers. I'm not going to make any more workers this game because I'm way ahead of him. I've also got map control. I'm constantly rallying my units down. I've got also upgrade. We're pretty much even on upgrades right now, but I'm about to get Hydras in the mix as well, which are a higher DPS, and I've got Roach Speed, where I can just kind of kite around him. So you'll see as soon as my Roach Speed finishes, how much more damage I can do, and that's because I can make these contours and the arcs much better for maximizing my damage. And what I'm going to try to do one last time, his third finished, I'm going to take his third again. This is how I'm going to win the match. So I've got all the roaches in the world. I'm not worried about his army. I don't need to kill his army right now. Now this is also very interesting, this positioning I've taken here. He can't surround my army, so he can't get a really good surround on me at this point. There's no good angle to attack this. So I've bunkered myself into this little corner between his two buildings so he can't get a nice surround over here. And now I'm just going to take out his hatchery. So it's all in the details. So there it is. This is, again, at this point, I know I've won. Now it's time for me to throw my army away. This is where I can play Zerg. So I'm just going to push my face into this. I've got the Overseers in case he tried to go Lurker on me. But I'm just kind of waiting for my units to reinforce in. I don't need to take that so much right now. I kind of want to let him bleed out a little bit more. So here we go. You'll see I take this advantage. Let's see this. So yeah. He's trying to take bases all over the map. I'm just denying him his bases. And this is my winning push. Oh. I think this is... I thought I won this game. Maybe not. Maybe we're watching a loss of mine, but... oh, no. Yep, here it is. This is my engagement. Banelings come in and ruin my day quite a bit. Oh. But I'm just kind of maxing out and maxing out and maxing out. So here we go. Again, I've got all the Hydras in the world to take out his army, and now I'm just going to push into his third. So right now, he's got +2 Carapace on me, but I've just got I've been leveraging my larva advantage and my economy the entire game. So at this point, when I take out this hatch, there's nothing he can do, and he GG's out. But even so, this is a very close game. I didn't just walk over him. So at this point, yes, GG leaves the game. All right, so one more time, just at double speed or 4 times speed, I'm going to take this through so we can look at it again one more time. So basically, hatch gas pool, 17, 18, 17. 17 hatch, 18 gas towards the ramp, 17 pool to block towards the ramp. Take 3 into gas right away. Bank up 100 minerals, 19 overlord, and 20 drone. As soon as the pool is finished, you start 2 queens, 4 lings, and speed. And I'm waiting for 50 minerals, and I'm going to drop a baneling nest by my ramp. I'm going to make 4 lings and send them out across the map and wait for my baneling nest to finish. Now my first goal here is, at 25 workers, is to get damage done. Let's see which damage I can do. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Seen this. Map done. Okay, 25 workers. Get down his side of the map. I see that he's building a wall. I've got map control again because he's not moving out. I know he's taking his third. He's not taking his third bases. Let's get up to 38 workers. 30 workers. Start your Roach Warden and an Evolution Pit after taking both of your new gases. Defend, defend, defend. Keep the map control. Take his third base. And then as soon as this point, you should be taking your Roach Speed and your Evolution Chamber if you've got map control. I do have map control. I should have taken Roach Speed and +1 much earlier. I would have won the game much faster. And now you make roaches. You make roaches and you make roaches and you make roaches. Then every time you run out of gas, you spend your minerals into into drones, up to 4 gases, and up to about 44 workers is the next convergence point. Then you're going to go up to 52 workers, or 51 workers on 5 gases. After that, if you still have map control and you're still doing well, go up to 60 workers, 4 gases, and then you need to be switching into into infestation pit and have a Hydra Den as soon as you think they might be doing a tech switch. So that's basically the build order. At 60 workers, you're really needing to be jumping into 60 workers and a macro hatch. Always take a macro hatch by about 6 minutes. And then just do any damage you can to them. A Zerg's best friend is his 3rd base. And his even better friend is his 4th base if he can take it. So if you can deny him his best friend and his 2nd best friend, it's pretty good. And I've done that all game. So later in this week, I'm going to reanalyze a game I played this same build order against a Master 2 player. And I was really hanging really well with him, but my roach switch was very late and ended up losing it. So I'll show you the don't throw your army away like that either, unless I kind of knew I could win that with just my economy and my flooding, but this map draw distance is so long. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know about let me know and send me a message and I'll be happy to talk it over with you. Hope you learned something.